Shifting to Canada, then we're going to come back to America. Alexa Lavoie. Lavoie in French means the voice, and her Twitter handle is the voice Alexa or Alexa the voice. One of the two. Well, I'm going to pull up a tweet because she's up in Canada. She was the one who did the report a couple of weeks ago of a filthy, disgusting octogenarian pervert walking around with his ding-dong hanging out at the Toronto Pride Parade or the days before. She does amazing, amazing journalism for Rebel News. Rebel News, I don't care if you think they're an activist organization. They are among the last of the independent, true journalists out there. Whether or not they have an activist edge to them is only a matter of perspective, a matter of objective fact. They get in to the stories and they expose a truth that the dishonest propagandist media of Canada would never expose. Alexa's got a good one coming out of Canada as relates to the pro-Palestinian protests on the street and the Montreal police, who seem to be basically in bed with and doing the bidding of entities that do not respect Western values, Western democracies, among other things. Alexa, whenever you're ready, unmute yourself and uncamera yourself. There you are, Madame Alexa.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm good.
So, what, Alexa? Your Twitter handle is what? The Voice Alexa or Alexa La Voice? The Voice.
It's the voice, Alexa. Yeah.
Give everybody the link right now. Did you DM me some of these tweets so I can bring up the videos?
I sent it by text message.
Okay,
so I send you 2. But actually 3, but one of them, it's actually on my X account.
Okay, I'm going to pull up the one from your X. So, Alexa, tell everybody who you are if I didn't do a good enough job introducing you.
So I am the French Quebecer journalist for Rebel News. So we are on the field trying to cover most of the story that is not being covered by the mainstream media, or sometimes we just cover the story, but in another angle that people can see both sides of the story or all sides of the story.
Now, you said French Canadian, and I didn't want to say this because it's almost like a backhanded compliment. Your English is getting much better, and I don't know what you're doing, but it's like what Marion said it. My wife, she's like, yeah, her English has gotten much better just from like many years ago. But so it's fantastic. But you are French Canadian. If anybody's wondering what that accent is, Alexa. Okay, man. So you're up in Canada. The last time we spoke publicly was the penis guy, but before that. Just like if anybody wanted to see an 80-year-old dick with a cock ring on it, that was the last thing that Alexa that was on the channel talking about. But before that was Natasha from Montreal when she got assaulted and arrested by the Montreal police. And I was going very hard on that story because it was an absolute outrage. Pierre Poilievre of the so-called Conservative Party, mum. Nobody said mum means quiet. Didn't say a damn thing. And so you're back in Montreal now. And
yes.
You're back at, if I'm not mistaken, this is Église Notre-Dame in Old Montreal. Is it? Or is that Marie Reine du Monde? No, wait, hold on a second. Let me see if I can get this. This is Marie Reine du Monde.
No, that's Notre-Dame Basilica.
Okay, I'm an idiot. I haven't been to Montreal in long enough. This is Old Montreal. My office used to be, is where your back is right now. No, my office would be on the left in the Aldred building. Alexa, so you're down here. There's more protests. Before I play the video, give us the context as to what the hell is going on here.
But it's protests taking place every week, and now it's always ending up with a prayer, a public prayer. And for the people who are not aware, Quebec, it's obviously a secular. And right now, Premier François Legault is looking into banning all public prayer because there is a lot of backlash regarding this. So obviously, it's really important that we are covering those prayers because it is newsworthy. But it seems like for the police officer, it's not news.
I'm just looking up the Muslim population of Canada is 4.9%. The Muslim population of Quebec is 5.1%. So they have protests because there's clearly a Free Palestine protest going on. And then they have a public prayer afterwards?
Always. Now it's every time they are always protesting on the Sunday, and it's always finishing with a public prayer. all the time.
I'm just trying to look. I want to see. I'm trying to capture the crowd there a little bit. All right, so they're doing the public prayer afterwards. People have their theories as to the public prayer. Some see it as an act of overt domination or not provocation, but illustration of having been either conquered or an act of religious defiance. Others just see it as a call to prayer. Why prayer needs to be done publicly, especially in the face of a church. People can hypothesize on the opportunity and place of this prayer, but I'm going to play this. I don't think there's relevant. Okay. So, there's a guy there eating something. He's looking happy. Now he's trying to block you.
Allah Akbar.
I'm going to hear what's going on in the background.
سمع الله لمن حمده.
So you're saying to the cop, your behavior's not normal, right?
I say their behavior is not normal. If they are doing a public prayer, why they refuse to be filmed?
Okay.
If you are doing it in a public place, it's because you want people to see you, isn't it?
Presumably. Now hold on, I'm going to see if I can keep hearing you in the backdrop.
Allahu Akbar.
So someone just said, why are you approaching them, madam?
Non, mais j'ai le droit de filmer.
And then you say,
I was not even, you will see on the other angle, the camera, I always kept a fair distance from them.
Yeah, and you said in French, I have the right to film them.
Yeah.
So who's talking to you now? A police officer or another man doing prayers?
Oh, no, just a man trying to block me physically to film.
Okay.
Allahu Akbar. Allahu.
So it says you can record, but from a distance.
Yeah.
De loin.
Comment voulez-vous que je fasse un doute alors que juste pour j'ai le droit de m'approcher.
It says, why are you approaching them? I have the right to approach.
Allahu Akbar.
Is this when you get threatened with arrest?
No, it's the other. So it came a little bit afterwards.
Oh, here we
But
go.
if you can see on the image, there is a truck between me and the prayer.
Yep.
So I'm actually in a fair distance. I never crossed the other side of the truck. I always try to film from up there. So my phone is on its stick because I knew they would try to block me with flags, signs, and everything that they had.
Mm-hmm. And now I'm going to see if I can get. So the other one here. Do you have the other video in a tweet by any chance with the police?
Yeah, it's on my pinned tweet.
Okay, so hold on. Let me go grab that because I'm looking at here. So ultimately, what happens? While I get this, what happens with your?
So I tried to change places, and one of the cop came to me and say, "Can we talk?" I say, "Can you wait? Because I have like about 5 minutes to record that prayer. It's why I came here to record the prayer. Can we talk after?" And I say, "Can you move? Like I have to record that. I'm here to document that." And so I tried to change places. And at one point I went on the side of the truck and I had like the free place to just put my stick up there to the truck. And the police grabbed my bag, remove me from the truck and say, "You're going to create a scene. You're going to create a situation." And I say, "No, you actually created the situation by removing me to embolden people to continue to go and attack me further."
Look at. I'm just looking at the cops here. So help me goodness, this guy. Do you see my cursor?
Yeah.
This guy looks like the one from the last time we had.
It's not the same one. His name is N. Lafreniere, I think.
This is, okay, yeah. Lafreniere. Okay, I'm just. He looks like the other one that was in. Okay, so here I'm gonna play this. It says, "I'm ordering you to stop filming. If you continue filming, I'm going to arrest you." Entrave is obstruction, and you're saying obstruction of what?
t'es averti formellement. Si tu continues à créer la situation, ça va être un entrave.
He says, I have 1728, 528. I don't know what that means, like what relevance the time is. If you continue to escalate.
Quelle situation? Parce que je fais mon travail de journaliste. Tu n'as pas le droit de me toucher. Tu n'as pas le droit de me toucher.
It's like a bunch of big fucking thugs. They're the armed men, and even the smallest one of them is bigger than you.
Yeah, and there were many of them, and you see, they all surround me. They are intimidating me. They are stopping me, blocking me of just recording a public prayer. And one of them, you will see it in the full report, say to me, why? No, he say, let them pray. And I say, I'm letting them pray. I'm filming them. I'm not stopping them. I'm not asking them to stop praying. I'm just there to film what they are doing.
Let me play this out here.
Donc, je travaille pour entrave. Fait que là, je vais te demander l'ordre des données. Si ta décision à partir de maintenant,
Sérieusement, on se voit en cours. Je veux avoir ton badge number.
Il y a un arrêt pour ça, madame. Il y a un arrêt.
Je veux avoir ton badge number.
7737.
Hold on. Yeah, Nare, I'm stopping you for that? The
Aussi.
5169.
Who's recording now, Alexa?
It's Guillaume,
Okay.
my camera person.
Votre nom, c'est?
Cyber. Alors.
Alors?
Secto. Allez, allez.
Non, parce qu'on va te voir en cours, monsieur. Savez-vous que je suis en cours contre vous? Pour avoir refusé de nous protéger. D'avoir refusé de nous protéger, vous avez juste. Ben, en ce moment, j'ai le droit d'être ici. C'est un lieu public. Et je suis ici. Je m'en fiche, messieurs.
These are Montreal police. These are SPVM, right? These are the Montreal
Yes.
police. Okay.
Yes.
So everybody, you have SPVM, which is Sécurité Publique Ville de Montréal or something. Then you have RCMP, which are the federal. You have Sûreté de Québec, which are provincial. So this is under the authority of the mayor Valérie Plante, right?
Exactly.
Okay. So you got SPVM, mayor, city, Valérie Plante. Sûreté de Québec, provincial, whatever that fucking François Legault's name is. And then you've got RCMP federally, and every other province has the same structure. Okay.
Vous ne protégez pas les journalistes. Et on l'a vu. Non, vous ne l'avez pas vu. Mais oui, vous m'avez empêché de faire mon travail de journaliste.
Non, tu fais très bien ton travail de là. T'as pas besoin d'un
Parce que vous pensez que les prières de rue ne sont pas d'actualité, monsieur. En passant, là, en ce moment, il y a un projet de loi pour bannir ces prières de rue. Là,
He doesn't want to argue with you.
OK, vous êtes du côté des musulmans, des islamistes?
Aïe, aïe,
Parfait,
aïe.
on le sait maintenant. On le savait. Monsieur, j'ai le droit d'être ici.
Alexa, you have balls of steel. But oh my goodness, I want to see what people in the chat. This is the absolute state of Canada. Oh no, let me see what they're saying here. They have a hard-on for power and carrying out orders against the people they are meant to serve. They know who was easier to abuse. Alexa's not going to like beat up a cop or pull out a knife and stab somebody, so she's the easy one to back off and abuse and shove into a corner. So what happened after that?
So I had to literally stay the other side of the street, and they were saying to me, but you can zoom. You know what a zoom is? I say, but there is a car. My camera is not bionic. I'm not seeing through cars, okay? So it's why I need to put my camera up there in the air, because I'm not going to be able to film what's going on. Like, it's so stupid that I have less rights in a public space than those people who are actually going to force our government to put new bill in place, new regulation to ban those prayers.
Oh, but that it'll get. Did the I have to refresh my memory as to whether or not the face garb law of Quebec was struck down as unconstitutional. Hold on, I just want to show this. This is the screen grab right here of disbelief. I'm just going to screenshot that. That it's unbelievable what's going on there.
Yeah, and by the way, you know, we still don't know who is giving the order. Is it Fadi Daguerre that is actually the chief police of Montreal? Is it Valérie Plante? But I found really hard to have one of the police saying to me, are you going to be the candidate for the next mayoral race? Because in that way, you will be able to change the order. And I was like, is it an admission again that behind the scene is Montreal Mayor Valérie Plante that is giving you the order? Why would you say that? Because we are going to have a change in our mayor because there is an election, I think this year or next year.
I want to see who's running. Let's see who. So, by the way, the Bill 21, the face covering law, which prohibited religious face coverings or religious garb in government jobs, was not declared unconstitutional. So maybe they're going to pass a prohibition of public prayer, and it'll be challenged, guaranteed. We'll see if it gets upheld if and when the law is written, drafted, passed, and then challenged. Who is running for mayor in Montreal?
Don't forget that Quebec is using a lot the non-withstanding clause, so it might pass.
Holy hell! So you didn't get arrested, and
no.
you finished recording, or you finished shooting that segment.
But I was kind of lucky because when they threatened me of arrest, they actually finished their prayer, so I had nothing else to record, so I actually left. But because their prayer usually it's like 5 minutes on max, so I have 5 minutes to record, and that's already too much for them. It's already a problem.
Outrageous, Alexa. I'll ask you the very personal question publicly. Are you thinking of getting the hell out of that insane hellhole formerly known as Canada?
I would say that I'm going to do everything to do journalism and to expose what is going on. And you see, like, it's not a joke. We are in court against the SPVM. We will continue to make sure that the freedom of the press, freedom of expression and opinion is still alive in Canada, and it's still like a right that people can exercise.
Another question, which might put you on the spot, but probably won't. No, I won't. When does the report come out? The final report on this?
Guillaume is currently editing 2 reports. I don't know if you heard, but we have also a problem with creepy people who are staring and luring and kind of like harassing women at the public swimming pool, and mainly from immigrant background. Okay. So we have that report coming up, and afterwards it will be that one, and it might be around, I would say, Wednesday.
So let me, with less pussyfooting around the controversial part, people of Indian descent or immigrants, foreigners, seem to be lurking and doing perverted things outside of public areas where women and children are in scant attire for the purposes of bathing.
Yeah, but for someone who actually traveled in India for 3 months and a half, I experienced that myself. And it's not a joke. I was sexually touched. I was stared at, lured. It was just not pleasant. And there is a lot of women from Indian background or other background like Iranian and Pakistani, and they are warning the people that those culture is not compatible. If you are not integrating people correctly, those culture will come to us. And it's what we are seeing right now. There is multiple women who have reported incidents at multiple places, but mainly at this park, the Jarry Park. So,
Jarry.
Yeah.
So for anybody who doesn't know, Jarry is in, I won't say Montreal North, but it's like northeast of Montreal. Jarry Park in the best of times was not a great place to hang out. You certainly wouldn't want to be there at night. I don't know where the new immigrants or the illegal immigrants are largely moving to or being placed in. I would imagine. So Jarry is. Are there a lot of homeless people in Jarry now, or is it sort of like turning into an encampment?
It's not an encampment, but I would say that it's not the best area so far. And as Laval, I've also turned into like really Muslim area, like pretty much.
And it's Indian immigrants are the number one by far in Canada. You have areas where police issue public statements in Punjab. It's not because they're Indian. It's because Canada has opened its borders to foreigners with no respect for Canadian culture, no desire to integrate, assimilate in the meaningful way. And Canada has been given over to foreigners by a government that doesn't give one sweet bugger all about true Canadians of all races, religions, and creeds. Let me see. I want to bring one thing up so that it's going to segue into this. We got TN MAGA 2016 just subscribed to vivabarneslaw.locals.com. Thank you for the support. Alexa, how can people support the work that you're doing?
There is many ways. First of all, you can make a donation to ribbonnews.com or to one of our campaign. It's to follow us, to subscribe, and to share our content. We have the YouTube channel that is Ribbon News on YouTube. We are also on Rumble. We are on X. Unfortunately, in Canada, Communist Canada, Meta is not showing any news content. So in Canada, you will not be able to share our content online.
Shut up, Alexa. Can you send me a screenshot of that? Because people don't believe that. I was on with Patrick Bet-David and they were like, yeah, you can't access PBD or valuetainment stuff from Canada. Send me a screenshot of that so I can confirm to people that it's not rumor of communism, it's reality.
And it's not just this. The other day I went to New York, and because my phone is linked to Canada, I was still not able to see the Canadian content on my Meta, like Instagram and Facebook.
That is unflipping believable.
Yeah, I think if you look at my X, I did a tweet on that.
Send it to me. I'll repost. I'll read truth. I'll read.
Yeah, I will send it to you after.
And now, Alexa, are you coming to Florida anytime soon?
I would love to. I would say probably your weather is better than us. Now it's just like lots of rain and it's cold. Yeah. But yesterday it was like a heat wave. It was like 32 degrees. So it's just getting crazy over there.
The thing about Florida is when it rains, it's still beautiful because it's warm and you can go outside in whatever. You don't mind getting wet, walk barefoot, and it's clean rain. It's just, okay, get down here and we'll, when there's an event, we'll figure something out so you can justify it on journalistic grounds.
Perfect.
Thank you. Send me the report when it's out and come back on anytime and every time to talk about.
And thank you for having me on.
My pleasure. All right. Talk to you soon.
Ciao.
Alexa Lavoie, people, the voice. It's so truly upset. Like, not upsetting. It's enraging. You're not crying. It kind of does feel like a relationship has been broken, because you do sort of have a relationship with your country. It's been broken and violated. And Canada is simply, if it ever was, I was under the impression it was a place to live and a place of freedom. And I'm thoroughly convinced it certainly is no longer at this point. The only question is, was it ever just thinly protected by a veneer of freedom? But it was always something of a communist, socialist hellhole. All right, King of Biltong.